point, it was, hey, black people, we don't have to pick cotton and pick fruit and pick vegetables anymore. Great, yippee. Then 3 years later, the 14th Amendment got passed, and that gave us equal protection under the law. But the laws were skewed in so many different ways that if a black person was just standing out minding his or her own business and didn't have a job, they were arrested and thrown into prison labor camps. So what we need to do is start looking at policy, because again, if we want justice, this is why I walk with this sign, we want justice, we want justice. And you know, today is a really good day to arrest the cops that murdered Breonna Taylor. Today's a really good day for that. It's sunny, the weather's nice, it stopped raining. Today's a great day, so let's try that. It's not enough to just fire the cops. They need to be arrested, all of them, and charged to the maximum extent of the law. So when I started marching and protesting about 3 weeks ago, I decided to say, hey, you know what? It's not enough to just say Black Lives Matter, because Black Lives Mattering is just the bare minimum. Yeah. It's the bare minimum. And we should be more than just having our lives matter. We're supposed to be respected and loved and cherished, just like any other human life on this face of this earth. Just like any other life on this earth. To all my white brothers and sisters, thank you for supporting. Because ever since the COVID-19 pandemic hit, there's a whole lot of white people that are understanding what it's like to live like a black person in the United States. A whole lot of you are understanding that. Because for 400 years, black people have had to fight for humanity, equality, freedom, and then survival. Now white people have this same fight. Equality. Wait a minute, how come the biggest banks and the richest corporations are getting $4.3 trillion, and I'm only getting a $1,200 check? That doesn't sound equal to me. Humanity. Wait a minute, I just lost my job. What am I going to do now? For all of us, a job is our purpose, our sense of being. To borrow a French phrase, it's our raison d'etre, our reason for being. And now it's like, wait a minute, what am I going to do? Survival. Black people have been having to deal with that for over 400 years. Look at white supremacy. White people are now having to deal with that. Because now it's, wait a minute, where's my next $20 coming from? How am I going to pay my rent? Am I going to be evicted at the end of this month? How am I going to pay my student loans? How am I going to feed myself and my kids? We're all in the same boat, everybody. We are all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. And that boat is the Titanic. And the Titanic hit, and the problem, that iceberg is COVID-19, and it hit us. And we're all in the same boat. And if we do not stay together, we will all sink together. We cannot afford to sink together. We must survive together. We must live together. We must strive together. We must reform and completely rewrite the United States Constitution. Because quite honestly, the Constitution was remixed for black people. We've never had equal protection under the law. So that's why whenever I protest, I actually have solutions, policies that'll serve not only black people, but everybody. Woo! Rewrite the Constitution, start over. Get on Google Docs, sit with your friends, rewrite it. Start all over again. Start all over again. Reparations for black people. We need that. Why? Because you know, white folks have had a 401-year head start, and it's kind of tough to catch up with that kind of a head start. Medicare for all. You know, we should have healthcare. Healthcare is a human right. And there's no reason why in the richest country in the world, there are over now 42.5 million people that are now recently unemployed, which means that, and healthcare is tied to your job in the United States. So if you lose your job, you lose your healthcare. So if you have a family of 5, that's 5 people that just lost their healthcare. And I don't want to get into all the policy of the healthcare system. I actually have a master's degree in a discipline of healthcare, and we can talk about healthcare policy all day long, but I'm not going to bore you all with that, because just understand that the Affordable Care Act is not affordable, nor does it actually care for people. It doesn't either. We need to get rid of that. It needs to be Medicare for all, because healthcare is a human right. So is the ability to have a basic income, especially during a pandemic. And in the middle of a pandemic, there are millions and millions of people that don't have healthcare. We need healthcare. We should demand healthcare. A federal job guarantee, because as I said earlier, we should have work. Work provides us with a sense of dignity, a sense of purpose, a reason to get up early in the morning and a reason to stay up late at night, a reason to provide for your families, a reason to have some self-worth and some self-dignity. A federal job guarantee, student loan forgiveness. Okay? Right now, the current student loan debt is approximately $1.7 trillion. Again, The richest corporations and banks of the richest 1% in the United States received $4.7 trillion from the 3 previous stimulus packages. Again, so if we can fund wars, if we can fund bailout packages for big banks and corporations, I would certainly think that the federal government could get money from the Federal Reserve and pay off our student loans. We should have free college for everybody. We should be allowed to learn what we want, when we want, and not be saddled by debt slavery, because the student loans are debt slavery. They're predatory loans. Ranked choice voting. Ranked choice voting, otherwise known as the Condorcet system of voting. When we have ranked choice voting, it actually forces our political candidates and our public servants to actually have policy positions and points that we, the body politic, can actually feel like voting for, rather than being stuck with voting for political parties and political ideologies. We need to get rid of that. Stop that. But have a cause. Vote for something. Make us vote for you, not us voting for a political party just for the sake of voting for the Democrat or Republican. Postal banking and public banking. If we want to really put a dent in the kleptocracy that is the banking system, having a banking system that is not shareholder driven but publicly owned and publicly funded would be a great way to reduce the stranglehold that banks have on us. In addition, postal banking. The world's largest retail network is not Amazon, it is not Walmart, it is not Taobao, it is not Alibaba, it is the United States Postal Service. And the payday lending industry and short-term lending industry has a stranglehold on us with their exorbitant interest rates and their fees. The Postal Service could offer microloans, could offer low-cost financial instruments like cashier's checks and money orders for a lot less than the big banks could offer. So postal banking, eliminating money in politics. I think we all know what the crime and sham that actually is. Yeah. It's legalized bribery. Cut it out. Our public servants should not be influenced by big banks and big corporations. It should be influenced by us, the people. Because the first 3 words of the United States Constitution says, we the people. And that is us. And the government is representative of the people. And that is us. We should have politicians that represent us, not the 1%. Community policing. And I know there's plenty of police officers that are hearing us in the back. If you're working on the east side of Baltimore, the west side of Baltimore, and you live in Parkville, or you live in Severna Park, or you live in Pikesville, or you live in Randallstown, you know nothing about what happens in Baltimore City. You shouldn't be policing Baltimore City. We need police officers that are representative of the communities in which they serve. We need police officers that are representative of the communities in which they serve. End the wars. Who the hell are we fighting? What are we fighting for? Why do we have all these weapons? Why do we have all these weapons? When Barack Obama entered the White House in 2008, the United States was at war with 2 countries. When he left in 2016, the United States was actively bombing 7 countries. 7. The United States ran out of bombs in Syria. The United States created the refugee crisis and the humanitarian crisis in the Middle East. And then President Trump said, you know what, now we're not going to allow all these refugees come into the country. We're calling for the complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States. That's wrong. We need to stop the wars. Reinvest that money into infrastructure projects in the United States. Fix our bridges, fix our roads, fix our crumbling schools. Get lead out of the water. Get lead out of the paint. Remove asbestos from homes. Abolish ICE. Stop locking up brown and black people in cages. America, this is Baltimore, we see on these park benches around here at Baltimore, the greatest city in America. And the United States has always thought about, hey, land of the free and home of the brave. We're not free. We're not free. But each and every one of us out here that decided to stand up and fight, that is bravery. That is bravery. And right here in Baltimore, cities like Minneapolis and Los Angeles, they are homes of the brave. One love, one life, live long, stay strong. Please stay healthy. Please stay vigilant. In the words of Bob Marley, get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Thank you.